Independent retail business can mean so many things these days. A brick and mortar store, an e-commerce business, a maker's online shop, a booth at an antique mall, and more. No matter which category you're in, Kathy Cruz, a fellow retail business owner and retail educator, will teach you how to market and manage your business efficiently so you can spend time doing other things you love. Welcome to the Savvy Shopkeeper Podcast.
Welcome to episode 19 of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. What the heck is the Facebook Pixel? I'm your host, Kathy Cruz. My intention for this episode is to educate you about the Facebook Pixel, what it is, and why it's valuable for retail business owners. But first, I want to start off with a shopkeeper shout out, of course. This shout out is for Julie of May's Boutique, and she has a handmade and modern baby boutique, and she has some of the cutest products. Julie's 5-star review was titled, Much Anticipated Podcast. And in her review, she says, Kathy is a wealth of knowledge, and I am highly looking forward to listening in on these podcasts and begin implementing her shared secrets of the trade. Her desire to help others grow shines through all she does. So thank you, Julie. I really appreciate it. You're right. I do have a really strong desire to help other shopkeepers grow their businesses. So I really appreciate you for highlighting that in your review. Thank you. So let's get started on episode 19. All right, so you know when you run a Google search and then you click on a website and you visit that website and then maybe you exit Google and you go into Facebook to scroll through your feed and you immediately see a sponsored ad for that exact company that you just Googled? This is the Facebook Pixel at work. So recently I was doing research online about memory foam mattresses, and within minutes, probably even seconds, I started seeing ads in my Facebook feed from some of the most popular memory foam mattress companies. This is a prime example of what happens, and I'm sure we've all experienced this, or most of us have. It's a bit magical and a bit creepy, right? But utilizing the Facebook Pixel can be one of the most valuable tools in your marketing tool belt. And most retailers don't even realize it. The word pixel sounds foreign or intimidating, so it's easy to shut the brain off when you hear that word. If technology scares you or you're getting ready to stop this episode, I am going to ask you to keep listening. Don't press stop. Don't delete this episode. I promise you can take this one step at a time. And if you've been listening for a while, you know I like to give short, quick, concise lessons so that you're not overwhelmed. And I won't get into the details about how to install the Pixel or how to run ads utilizing the Pixel data, but I think it's important to begin with the what and why. At the least, listen to this full episode and don't let the how consume you right now. Okay? Sound good? Let's get started. First, what is the Facebook Pixel? All right, so it's a tracking code that you place on your website. And in order to keep it simple, let me explain it like this. If a person who has a Facebook account visits your website, Facebook uses your pixel code to track this information so that you can then run ads directly to those website visitors. I think it makes sense. It probably definitely makes sense when I talk about searching for a mattress and then those ads coming up. I don't necessarily feel like it's important to talk about how this actually happens on the back end and the algorithm and how all the technology works. I don't even know if I can explain it. Just know that that's what happens. So here's some information about the Pixel, or at least what I understand about the Pixel. And this is just a list of some things that I know about the Pixel. The first is the actual Pixel tracking code is a series of numbers. The code is specific to your business, or at least it should be. Your code will not match another business's code. It tracks and collects data once you or your developer or designer, whoever helps you put the code on your website. It does not give you specific data on the person visiting your website. So Facebook has privacy policies in place that it must comply with, especially after the last presidential election. So you don't get information about, who the person is, their name, their age, their gender, anything like that. You don't get, a spreadsheet of that information. But the data gives you the ability to run ads to target people on Facebook who visited your website. And remember, Facebook owns Instagram, so the Pixel isn't just for Facebook ads, it's for Instagram ads too. If you go back or remember listening to episode number 12, the topic was Social Media Ads 101, and I'll be sure to link it in the show notes. I talked about the concept of audience temperature. Someone who has never heard of your business or visited your website is cold. Someone who visits your website and doesn't purchase is probably considered warm. And then someone who visits your website and buys, or maybe even, for example, someone who comes into your store, is considered a hot lead. So if you understand audience temperatures, you understand that the warmer on the scale, the better, and the more likely that person will purchase from you. If you take this into consideration, then you realize how valuable website visitors are for retail businesses, because the majority of people visiting your website suddenly become your warm audience. If they buy, then they're hot. But if they're visiting, and the majority of people who do visit websites don't buy in general, so you want to be able to go back to those people and reach out to them and run ads to them so that they come back to your website and buy, right? So this leads me to why the Facebook pixel is valuable for retailers. And I can easily go down a rabbit hole here, but I'm just going to cover some of the reasons why I think the Facebook pixel is valuable for us, for shopkeepers. So the first one is it ensures your ads are seen by the people who are most likely to take a desired action on your website, or maybe even do something like come into your store. The second is you can run ads to people who visited a specific product on your website but didn't purchase. And this is a good example of what the pixel can do. So let's say someone goes to a product in your store, they take a look at it, and they decide not to buy. Well, now you can create an offer in Facebook in the form of an ad and target that ad to those people who visited but didn't buy and entice them to come back and buy. I'm proud to say Doris is the sponsor of this season of the Savvy Shopkeeper Retail Podcast. If you aren't familiar with Doris, they are a premier distributor in the arts and crafts industry. But they are so much more than arts and crafts. They have on-trend home decor items, bridal, garden, gifts, and some great items for creating beautiful store and booth displays. Not only that, Doris has a fantastic blog that includes categories for both makers and brick-and-mortar businesses. As an independent retail store owner myself, it's really nice to know that we can place a minimum order for only $75. You don't hear that very often. Doris has an exclusive offer for Savvy Shopkeeper listeners. Use promo code SHOP20, that's SHOP20, at checkout for 20% off your order. Offer valid through December 31st, 2020. Visit Doris.com, that's D as in David, ARICE.com, Doris.com to check out everything they have to offer. So it's similar to like an abandoned cart email. If you have an online shop, I know a lot of women who have Shopify stores who use the abandoned cart tool or app. And what happens is the person abandons the cart. Maybe they're halfway through purchasing and decide not to buy. Well, the abandoned cart app will automatically generate an email to that person, maybe offer them 10% off to get them to come back and buy. Or maybe that's happened to you if you've been shopping online. But that's what the Facebook pixel can do, or one of the things. The third is you can use the pixel data to send ads to people or to target ads to people to get them on your email list. So you do need to be a little bit creative with this. Marketing funnels are a great tool for doing this, but the Facebook pixel can help you do this. And if you have been wondering about marketing funnels and you've been wondering how to utilize that for a retail business, that is going to be a future episode. I've received a couple of messages about that. So that is coming, but Facebook ads, I'll just say this, Facebook ads are ideal for marketing funnels. And then the last one is it gives you the ability to then run ads to people who are similar to your current customers. And this gets a little crazy, but these are called lookalike audiences. And this is another great way to bring new customers to your website or into your store. And I won't get into detail there, but that is a fantastic tool for targeting on Facebook. The next thing that you might be wondering is when should you install the pixel code? And I feel like that the earlier you install the pixel code, the better. I have a few women who I know have recently launched websites or brand new businesses, and I've told them from the beginning, get the pixel on your website now. Even if you aren't running ads, install the Pixel code now so that it starts accumulating and collecting all of that data. Because the more data that's collected, the more effective your ads and targeting can be. Before I forget, I want to mention that if you're listening to this and you're a member of Master Shopkeepers, there is a video lesson on the Facebook Pixel under unit number 15 in our Facebook group. So make sure you watch that if you're listening to this and you're intrigued and you want to know what to do next. That's unit number 15 in the Master Shopkeepers Facebook group. Okay, so this is a much shorter episode than usual, but it's important that I keep it as simple as possible. And, a few things that I want to say to end is that you might not like Facebook, and I get it. I'm not Facebook's biggest fan. I do enjoy Instagram, but I'm not Facebook's biggest fan. The other thing is you might not even have a Facebook account if it weren't for your business, and that probably applies to me too. So again, I completely get it. Or the thought of paying for ads, something like that might make you cringe a little. But as a retail educator, it's important that I at least help educate you about the Pixel. And now that I've educated you, you can choose to install the Pixel or not. If you choose not to install it, it might be that you don't need to advertise on social media. And that's awesome. Trust me, if you don't need to do ads on social media because your business is doing well, I completely get it. You might have, an amazing referral network, lots of word of mouth about your shop, or other forms of advertising might be working really well for you. That's fantastic. But I will say that many retail business owners are using Facebook and Instagram to market their businesses. And these retail business owners are posting regularly. But one of the biggest complaints I hear is about organic reach. And if you remember what I said in episode number 3, that episode is titled An Instagram Blueprint for Shopkeepers. And I just want to mention that's one of the top 3 episodes of this podcast. So I know social media is at the top of everyone's mind. In that episode, I remind shopkeepers to view social media and organic reach as a gift for business owners rather than something that you're entitled to. Because prior to social media, business owners had to pay for all forms of advertising. So as a store owner myself, because I still own a brick and mortar store with my sister, I'm grateful for any reach that I get for free on Facebook or Instagram. We actually built most of our following organically, and we've generated tens of thousands of dollars in sales from organic reach. And how can I be upset about that? But I will say that I also see an ROI, and that's a return on investment from running ads. I have seen firsthand how effective ads can be and how effective the Pixel data is too. So I want to end, I want to add that I am not an affiliate for Facebook or Instagram advertising. I don't get a thing by telling you that running ads on social media could be good for your business. I really don't. I just think it's important to share this information about the Pixel with you, and then you can decide. So I want to end this episode by saying that there's a stigma around the Pixel and social media ads in general, which means many small business owners resist learning about the Pixel. And they definitely resist advertising on social media. And I just want to know, is this resistance costing you? If you have thoughts or questions about this topic, or I should say questions, because I'm sure there's more than one question about this topic, DM me on Instagram. My username is @SavvyShopkeeper. That's @SavvyShopkeeper, 2 V's. You probably just heard the water running in my refrigerator in the background. Sorry about that. But if you want to see the show notes to this episode or find links to anything I mentioned, visit my blog at savvyshopkeeper.com/episode 19. That's savvyshopkeeper.com/episode 19. And lastly, I know firsthand how valuable your time is as a shopkeeper. So if you take a few minutes to leave a review for this podcast, I am so grateful for it. If you don't know where to go to leave a review, there's a link in the show notes for you to do that on Apple Podcasts. Oh, and be sure to leave your name and shop so I can give you a shout out. I appreciate the reviews much, much more than you probably know. So until the next episode, be savvy and boss up.